Hi, how is 2022 going so far? I am so happy to come your way today with Mind Your Business again. Now, let me introduce myself. I am Alma Duncan, founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. Through coaching, training, consulting, and writing, I love to support the growth of women who desire to create wealth and impact people. Mind Your Business is a weekly podcast which provides helpful business tips to help women so we can all create wealth and impact people. Before I come your way with today's episode and the content, I want to ask you, have you heard that we are having International Fabulous Women's Conference in March? Well, to celebrate the International Women's Day, which is usually 8th March, this year we are hosting the International Fabulous Women's Conference right here in Fab Hub Ashanti, which is located in Abuabukese, Kumasi. We are calling on all our friends and loved ones from all over the world, especially if we haven't met yet. Perhaps we've been talking on social media or I've coached you via Zoom or phone call. This is our opportunity to meet from wherever you are, or even our silent watchers. Wherever you are, we are calling on you to come join us in Abuabukese this March, God willing. I'm going to share further details in due time, but for now, just note it. First week of March, we are hosting the International Fabulous Women's Conference in Fab Hub Ashanti. Now, last week on Mind Your Business, I started a 2-part series entitled Stay True to Your 2022 Resolutions. So I shared 4 key things or 4 key tips that will help us stay true or, so whatever it is that we have decided or planned to do in this new year, I shared 4 tips that will help us to stay true or focused so that we can actually accomplish them. And these are tried and true tactics that I have learned over the years through books, through observation, through practice. Right. I mean, yes, the most important thing is, yes, I've been practicing them. And so that's why I can confidently say that these work. So the 4 tips I shared last week were, number 1, have one key focus at a time. Number 2, tie goal to something bigger than you. Number 3, keep goal in view. And then finally, have accountability. Have you implemented any of these yet? Or are you already implementing them? And are there tips you can share? Please drop them in the comments. For today, I'm going to add 4 more tips that we can use if we really mean business when it comes to our goals and we really want to accomplish them. The first one, and I believe I have an episode of Mind Your Business where I already spoke about this, so I'm just briefly going to touch on it. Okay, but you can check on YouTube. I have an episode that I talked about setting SMART goals. So the first tip I will share today is please set SMART goals. So I remember for my coaching clients, I would usually ask them their goal, what it is that they're looking to achieve, either through the coaching or for a certain period of time. And whenever they shared the goal, I would ask them, okay, so how would you know when you've achieved this particular goal? What is the indicator? Some people call it KPIs, key performance indicators. What is going to happen for you to say, oh, I wanted to achieve this. I set out to achieve this particular goal and I have accomplished it. One of the best ways to know that you are able to achieve or that you've been able to achieve a goal is to set SMART goals right from the onset. What does SMART goal mean? SMART is actually an acronym. And over the years, I've seen different explanations for each of the words. For me, the one that I really love is S stands for simple. Many people use specific, which is also very good. So for me, I say simple, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. So for instance, if someone comes and says, I want to be rich, how would this person know if they become rich? Instead, a SMART goal could be something like, I want to have $2 million in my bank account by 31st December 2022. Now, whether this is practical, realistic, and all that or not, let's find out. And believe me, this is applicable. This is personal to you. So if $2 million is not something that's realistic or relevant to you, please just ignore it. I'm just using this as an example. So simplicity. I want to make $2 million, or I want to have $2 million in my bank account by 31st December 2022. Is this simple? Is it easy to understand by everyone? Yes. My 5-year-old niece or 6-year-old niece can actually understand this. This is a simple English. Everyone can understand. Is it measurable? Yes. By 31st December, we can go into your account and measure how much you have in there. So it's measurable. Is it attainable? Well, that depends on you, the one setting it. So you set whatever you feel that within, with regards to the resources you have available to you, you are able to attain it. So that's personal to you. Relevant. Is this relevant? So whatever business you are into or whatever it is that you're doing, you have to make sure that your goal is relevant to it. So for instance, earning $2 million by 31st December 2022. Is it relevant to Amma Duncan? Hallelujah. Yes, it is so relevant. I already know what I'm going to use that money for if I should get it today. So yes, it is relevant to what I am doing. So just make sure that whatever goal you are setting is relevant. And time bound. Is it time bound? Absolutely, because I have set a deadline, which is 31st December 2022. Now, I am not saying that this is my actual goal. I am just using this as an example to show how to set a SMART goal. Like I said, I already have another episode, I believe this was 2 years ago, where I talked about setting SMART goals. That gives a little bit more details. Please, the point here is, if you really want to be able to stick to your goal, focus on it, please ensure that right from the onset, it is SMART. So you can go revisiting your goal and then look at it. Is this SMART? Ask yourself, what is going to indicate that I've been able to achieve this, or I'm 60% there or 70% there? What is going to help you? So make sure your goal is SMART. Then the second point I want to share today, is please divide your goals into chunks. So the goal in itself, when you look at it, it can be big. For instance, I have shared the goal that I want to lead my team to organize the International Fabulous Women's Conference by, so we are looking to finish by 8th March 2022, yeah. On its own, I kid you not, it's scary for me because I'm thinking about the people I want to invite, all the different things that we need money to do, getting Fab Hub ready and everything. Yes, it scares me on the whole. But I realize that once I break it down into chunks, so the different activities that I have to do for the different days, it's not so scary anymore. I break it down to the point where I know, oh, this is achievable. So for instance, invitations to the specific people for the specific days, all I have to do is to list the different activities. Who are the people I need? And then send them invitations. That sounds easier than looking at the entire thing. Oh my God, I'm going to do this conference. Oh my God, do I have the resources? I was just sitting and scaring myself over and over without actually breaking them into chunks. This works. So this also applies, for instance, if you want to write a book, instead of looking at, oh, I want to write a book with 300 pages or whatever, you can break it down into chapters or sections, whatever works for you. It's the same for even reading. Maybe your goal is to read one book a month or one book a week. Instead of thinking about the entire book, just break it down. I remember when we started Fab Readers Club, we used to read one chapter a day, and each chapter was just 1 page, maximum 2 pages. And it was easy to just sit 5 minutes and say, I am reading this chapter, I am reading it, and then you can focus on reading instead of looking at the entire book and thinking, nah, so please. And I believe there's actually another episode of Mind Your Business where I talked about breaking your goals into chunks. It's somewhere on my blog, amadankan.com/blog. You can find it. So yes, break your goals into chunks. Then the third point is, please, set goals that excite you. Things that you actually want to do, and not something you saw and you thought, oh, that would be great, but that's not really what you want. Because look, if you don't want to do something, it is super hard. You have to want it, and you need to give yourself a reason why that is important to you and you want to do. Okay, so for instance, for the longest time, two of the things or the goal, in fact, as I'm speaking, I even see it on my vision board, is to have a PhD. I've been talking about it forever. But do I really want to do it? No. How do I know I don't really want to do it? I haven't done it. I haven't committed to it because it's not something I really want. It's something I fancy. But at this time, it's not something I want. There are other things I'm doing because I really want them and I see them as, okay, at this time, this is what I need to do. But I haven't done the PhD because I don't really want it. It's something I fancy. Like the way I joke about, oh, I'm going to do law, so that when people ask my mom where I am, she'll say, oh, Mami Ama is now a lawyer, you know? This is just something I fancy, but do I really want it? It has to be exciting to you. So for me, there are certain things I'm pursuing now which are more exciting to me. And even though it's hard sometimes, because the end result is so cool, like it's like, oh my God, I really want to do this. And so I keep going even when the going gets tough. So make sure the goal that you are setting is exciting. A lot of things are really nice on paper, but in real life, they don't really excite us. Sometimes maybe you want to do it just to impress someone, and that is not enough motivation. If you're doing it for someone and not for yourself, right? Okay, so that's the third one. And then the final point that I want to share today is have both outcome goals and processing goals. So for each goal that you have, make sure it has both an outcome and a process. So outcome goals are the things you actually want to achieve. So the tangible thing that at the end of the day you want to achieve. So for instance, if it's a book that you want to write, an outcome goal is that I want to write, say, a 300-page book, or I want to write a book on personal development by 31st March 2022. So that is the outcome. Now, the process goals are the activities that you need to do to achieve it. Why is it important that we make these processes even goals? Because sometimes it is really hard to do what we set out to do. And so you can set a process goal like, okay, every single day I will write 1 page of this book. So writing a page, the act of writing that page is a process goal. And you have to make it a goal. So every single day, if you tell yourself, I'm doing this little bit of it, trust me, by the time you open your eyes, you actually have a goal. Imagine if every single day between now and 31st March, you write a chapter. You don't worry about whether the chapter is amazing or not. Your goal is just to write it. You will get there. One of my process goals last year, okay, let me start from the outcome. The outcome goal was that by the end of the year, I wanted to have all the Mind Your Business episodes showing up weekly, like weekly Mind Your Business episodes showing up on my blog. Like I wanted to have my blog consistently updated. So my focus was on consistency. The process goal was that each week, no matter what, no excuse, I had to release an episode of Mind Your Business. I kid you not, it was hard. There were days that my focus was just to release it and not even worry about its quality. To be honest, even the final episode of Mind Your Business last year, I thought, I'm not impressed with it. The blog that I wrote, I was like, I'm not impressed with it, but I didn't even care. I was like, my focus is just to release it and not worry about quality. At that point, quality was not a value for me. The value I was focusing on was consistency. And because that was my main outcome goal, to show up consistently, every single week I set out that process goal of just sit your bum down, write it, release that episode. And I was able to achieve them, right? Someone else can look at the blog and see maybe a few typos here and there, or see that, oh, the quality of the video was not the best. Look, I was not focusing on that for me. So your goal is something that's important to you and not someone else, right? So for me at that time, just showing up was the big deal. I didn't want quality to be the reason I said, oh, no, it's not good enough, so I won't show up. So I just focused on that. And these two goals, the outcome and the process, has helped me. Process goals are things that help us actually to form habits. So when you keep practicing it consistently, it becomes part of you. It becomes a habit. So anyway, let me give another example. For instance, an outcome and process goal could be that, okay, the outcome goal is I want to make 100,000 cedis in monthly revenue. That is the outcome. The process goal could be, okay, I have to make 50 sales calls daily. Depending on whatever your conversion rates to be, maybe you might decide that if I'm able to make 50 sales calls, maybe 5 of them will convert into clients and they will actually give me revenue. And you'll be surprised, by the end of the month, you would actually be able to make that amount more or maybe less, but at least you took the steps, right? Another goal could be, by 31st March, I want to lose 10 kg of weight. The process goal could be, okay, every single day I am going to do intermittent fasting, whichever kind you want to do, either 12, 4 or 16, 8, or whichever one works for you, 22 hours, whichever one works for you. You realize that in the end, you actually achieve your goal because your focus was doing it daily, showing up consistently to do it. Right. So the point is, have both outcome and process goals. So these are the 4 I am sharing today. Let me just go through them again. The first one is set SMART goals. Secondly, divide goals into chunks. Number 3, set exciting goals. And finally, have both outcome and process goals. Yay. So tell me, so far I've shared 8 of these tips. Tell me what else is missing. What did I forget to bring in? Or what do you think is ideal that I should add so other people can read it? Also, tell me which one of them spoke to you that you feel you'll practice. Which one have you been practicing already and you are seeing results? Please share so other people can know as well and take encouragement from them. So this brings me to the end of today's episode of Mind Your Business. Do you need help to clarify your goals or even to set them? Do you need someone to have a conversation with so that you can unravel some thoughts? I am happy to hop on a coaching call with you. I'm adding a link to book a discovery call if you're interested in having a private conversation with me. Just click on it. It will take you to the payments page, make payments, and then we can have a conversation. Okay, until I come your way again, God willing, next week with Mind Your Business. Please don't forget to share this video with someone if you feel it will be of value to them. Share it on Facebook, share it on your status, share it wherever other people can see, and let's help spread the word. Until the next time, toodles. I'm waving, but you can't see because I'm doing an audio. Bye.